We get into our next game here. Shambler is under the pump now, having lost 2 games in a row. He got off to a hot start. He is our red Protoss in the bottom left, and Neblime in the bottom right is our electric blue Protoss. That one was a hard one. I knew it wasn't Alice Blue, and that was all I really knew. Gateway's coming for just about everybody here. Of course, I'll get the Gamba started on Twitch if anybody wants to bet their minerals, their channel points. Good time. Better scoreline than last PvP. I think that was that 3-0 or 3-1? I can't remember. Anyway, Shambler definitely did not have as much success, so he's feeling a bit better about himself now. Old Legionnaire time. We haven't seen the new Legionnaire model in a cast, so I'm looking forward to when that shows up. All right, Shambler going for Rogue Gallery shenanigans. He will get scouted, though, just as it pops up. Wait, is Neblime also making Legionnaire spam? Oh my god, they're both opening Legionnaire, but Neblime is doubling down onto it, and I think Neblime knows, by the way, with his 3rd gate here. Like, he can just... it depends on where he puts his other Legionnaires. If he shows extra Legionnaires, Shambler should be able to respond to this. If he hides them and just uses 1... maybe you can get away with showing 2, but I think you show 3 and it's over, you know what I mean? So, let's see. Neblime's going to just offer it. He actually kills it, but, you know, even though the vision update's pretty fast in Cosmonarchy, Shambler should have seen that. So what does he do? Where's the defensive structure? That's what we're waiting for here, because he will get run over, I think, otherwise. The Warden defensively. He's actually going to cancel that and just afford more Legionnaires. I think that's the right move. Otherwise, he would have been blocked on Legionnaire production for a little bit. And yeah, we've got 3 coming, 2 more on the reinforcement path. And where's the unit? Okay, he's got Legionnaire Ecclesiast. Stop taking my idea. This is looking really deadly here. Can Neblime run him over is the question. He's going after a worker initially. The Ecclesiast will definitely help with that. Suffering a little bit from that initial volley. We've got 5 Legionnaires now loose, and he goes right after the Ecclesiast. I don't know why Shambler thought it would be a good idea to leave that one open. Could go after the worker there, but decides to fall away instead. Our Legionnaire count is starting to fall here for Neblime. He's down to 2. Vagrants do pack a punch, and the Hierophants obviously make it easier to catch the tricky guys. But now he's got 3 per, you know what I mean? And so he's definitely going to be rallying some more out off of those 3 gateways. Oh, attack my own Nexus. No, Shambler, don't attack your Nexus, Shambler. No, Shambler. Do not attack your Nexus, Shambler. You are not supposed to help him. You're supposed to win. Losing some workers. By the way, Neblime did cut workers for this, so he's only now taking the worker lead. It's kind of cheeky. I don't think he's getting the damage he was really hoping for off of the Legionnaire opener. And now we see him switching into Zealot Dracodon. So I think he's recognized he hasn't really been able to stop the hold there. He does have 5 Legionnaires. He can, of course, make things happen. And a Grand Library on 1 base is what he wants to do. Starting to add in more Ecclesiasts. He's nominally ahead, right? He's got the 1 worker lead. That's basically it. If the game goes long enough, he'll have more infrastructure for producing a lot of units, but he does not have a superior army right now, and I don't know if he ever will. I mean, obviously, in theory, Shambler will spend some time on a Nexus at some point soon. Neblime, though, not going to be doing just that. The Wounded Legionnaire with 1 HP. That's the guy you volunteer for the scout on the ramp? That's wild. All right, he's going to see the army move out. The other Legionnaires are pocketed. Meanwhile, we've got Zealot Ecclesiast and a Dracodon here. Now, how long until Neblime decides to go for it? When's his Star Sense coming up? Well, it's going to come up at a good time. He does have an Ecclesiast finishing and an Amaranth. The Amaranth is a harder task for these Legionnaires to deal with, I think. I would dive onto the Ecclesiast here, but Neblime wants to go after workers and, of course, wants to go after maximum pressure, but instead, he is actually allowing the Ecclesiast to get into the back line, and that's one of the reasons why I think you go after the Ecclesiast there earlier, because it does allow you to stop him from enchanting the workers' shields in melee. That basically short-circuits the Legionnaire's ability to do anything. Now, as of right now, it does look like a Kabbalist is going to slip the net as well. There's one in the front line already. Matrix and Warden going to certainly pack a punch. Neblime gathering around, using his workers as a meat shield. He hasn't actually lost any yet. The Kabbalist is going to try to swipe out at one of the Zealots, but it's going to get focused down here. Oh, there's not really much of an opportunity there. for Shambler to strike back. He's not even killed a worker yet. That's going to change, but an Ecclesias falls. They speed up. Now the workers are battle workers, and they're going for it. A Draconin arrives. We got the Kabbalist back, and it does help snipe the Herald. That's a good choice. Unfortunately, it will end up getting traded out immediately, though, so that will be a pretty good hold from Neblime. The Legionnaires on the other side didn't look like they got much done. So it looks like both players are just kind of back to square one. Nobody really has a significant advantage right about now. Kind of funny. We have no worker production coming for Neblime. You know what sucks? You kill now what sucks? I wish Neblime would be BM, but he's not. He hasn't lost the best of 9 yet. If he does, he would just say you know what I mean? No one ever does it back. Oh, the Legionnaire guy. Yeah, okay. Makes sense. So he doesn't really know how to play against it, is basically what he's saying. Yes, Neblime, but Shambler has to complain about something, so you can't take his complaint away. You know what I mean? It's so silly. All right, Neblime is going to go for his expansion. It is long overdue at almost 7 minutes. We're going to have a good time for sure watching this game. We could be in for a longer one. I thought this one would be over quicker, honestly, but... And that's us. I think Hamster did it when he was playing... That fucking got me, dude. Next is coming for the Shambler. It's a little bit behind. 3-worker lead for Neblime. Very marginal advantage. You can make that up with Army Comp, as we saw in Game 1, funnily enough, on Potadea. I kind of dig the idea of going autocourt and then not building the pylon. And just building your stuff and then powering it with the autocourt. I don't know, there's something about that that seems pretty cool. I guess the autocourt probably needs to be like a slightly more mineral-heavy unit with more durability, and then it would be a bit more viable for that. I'm sort of shadowboxing what to tweak about that. But then again, like I think I saw an Ogun once from Jimmy, and he didn't even really... He deployed it for repairing structures and stuff, so that was probably pretty good, but he didn't really do much else, so... I don't know. I have no idea if any of those building tools are viable. The only one I've seen is the Agrolith. God damn it. Embassy finishes for Neblime. What's his transition point? He's capping his ridge. He's already done that in the main. He's doing so in the natural. Definitely got a good worker lead. I have a lot of replays where I accidentally build Ogun. All right, dog. Thanks, homie. Did you do anything with it, or was it just, oh, I have this? I don't know. I guess the Atreus count and the Amaranth count is pretty good right about now for Shambler. Didn't I kill Shambler in Acropolis qualifications with Legionnaires? You might be right about that, Arbus. But your deeds shall never be remembered. I admire the voice line and leave him next to a base. Easton says the Ogun is pretty weak. Well, no, you go... it's a value add to the quarry because you also get access to Talos. You know. Makes sense. I wouldn't mind making it a bit cheaper, I guess. I feel like it has pretty good utility if you're setting up outposts. It's just that not very many players do that. Now, an Argosy has started for Neblime, and he's moving out with his ground army. He has a Cantavis. He's got 2 of them. Okay, I was gonna say only one is maybe not the scariest. Witness around the front. Wary of a potential counter witness or even a storm onto the witness. Storm kills things slower in Cosmonarchy, so you have a little bit more time to respond to it. It's a bit more of like a sustain area denial ability. Although it does stack, so you can make a bunch of them. There was a guy who I think I've banned from the server already, like years and years ago. This is like way before it was even called Cosmonarchy. This is like 4 or 5 years ago. And he like kept authoritatively stating that storms stack. And I kept telling him, like, no, they don't. There's like a code in the game that says, are you under a psi storm? And if so, it just doesn't do the damage. And he's like, no, they stack. And I was like, nope, they don't. And I had to go, like, I cared too much about the interaction. So I made a video indicating that they didn't. And then somebody was like, dude, if they stacked, that would be busted or something like that. And he's like, yeah, imagine if they did, though. And I was like, all right, you're banned. Like, I'm not dealing with you. Fuck you. So that's sometimes I think about that, because now that guy would be like, yeah, they do stack in Cosmonarchy. You know what I mean? They finally do stack. That guy's finally correct. Incorrect, but correct. You know what I mean? Anyway, we do have the third base coming faster for the Shambler than Neblime, but he does have access to some artisans. It'll be a while before he's in a good spot. Neblime is in search of the good spot. I think he's in an okay position, though. I mean, he has his Epigraph coming. The Crucible is empowering his production. He's locked in some Zealots, which is a classic Protoss move. Will they ever understand how to make their SimCity work? The Witness is spying on Shambler's army, but I don't know that it's gone deep enough to see the Nexus. Now, Neblime's taking his own third, adding another Argosy around the Crucible. Love to see it. A little bit of micro means the Draconin is going to shoo the Zealot away. Draconin really hunting down the Zealot. You will become me in the future. Please ban Sausage from the stream. He hasn't even said anything. Why would I ban him? Witness for Shambler going to spy on the Natural pretty soon. Still giving him the runaround. He could have maybe gone for the escape. Maybe he still can. Oh, there's a second. There's backup. You can't escape. Oh, and he got the killed on the original Draken. That was like a little mini narrative that we had to. That was the B plot for this map. He's rescuing his Zealots. Holy shit. I didn't know he would do it. Oh, he probably had some scribes stuck in there too, actually, off of the rally. Yeah, that sounds about right. He's just got to have his Xenolith be the babysitter. That's so funny to me. We are playing PvP? Ah, I see. All right, the Epigraphs have arrived. It's pretty phenomenal how fast that they can attack. Now, unfortunately, they will be shown away by the army. The Witness is here to snipe the Cabalists. Oh, the Storm comes out. Yeah, that's true. Sausage doesn't... I mean, I guess that's not true, Dog, because you literally gave him ideas for PvT. And then I think he beat Newt with them or something. He could actually go after that Draconin if he wanted to. Not quite ready for it. Oh, there you go. He got his prize, just like the Draconin versus the Zealot in the top left. He got his prize. He's got artisans slowly colonizing the upper parts of the map. A fourth base coming. Blackwater Bastion by Biddy is indeed a map that we've seen a lot of long games on, but I don't know if this one will go super long. Feels like it's coming to a head pretty soon. Pariahs have been added. Would love a couple sycophants with this army just to keep the front line alive a little bit longer, but this is a problem. He has not mounted a successful counterattack against this air. And sure, he's going out in the middle of the map, but like, he's lost all mining on the Vespine here. He doesn't have a fourth base. The ground is controlled instead by Neblime. And even with this Pariah attack, like, you just cycle back to the water, and the Signify is active on the Epigraph, so you're good to go there. He's actually going to try to focus it down, which is a bit of a ballsy tactic, but there you go. He's going to take it. Now you just have to abandon the whole position, you know what I mean? And so, once again, it feels like there's so many times this has all happened where Neblime forces the issue with some kind of harassment that goes out of control. The Exemplars in the last game, I believe even the game on Potadea almost had this happen with Gladiuses. So there's things like this that Neblime is pretty good at doing, and then Shambler kind of plays into it by not fixing it in time. And now he's forced to attack in a position where it really doesn't feel like it's good for him to attack in. Looks like the initial attack salvo from the Solarians isn't super efficient. Witness scouting ahead to see what's going on, but the base is still not mining. At best, a Kabbalist will end up getting bopped, it looks like. Going after Amaranths here. I would love to see him focus down, you know, Cantavis or something. Storms come out. You can definitely storm down a lot of the stewards that way. He's actually storming his own units more than anything now. And the Epigraphs return. I mean, they've had way more impact and way more damage dealt than they really ought to have. We're talking about 1,200 damage for one of them, and 3K damage between the other two. So, yeah, it's getting outrageous, and that's not to mention all of their kills. I'm surprised that Neblime didn't focus down the Cantavises. His Didact is going to get stormed, but a big stasis comes out to lock out a couple of those Stormers. The Heralds are going to be really useful here for Shambler, but the storm on the other side, it's a storm on both sides, and I think Shambler's actually storming his own army right now as well. These are his storms up here in the top. That is a big mistake from him. I think he's lost the plot of where whose storms were whose. Obviously, Neblime walking through his zone at the end there, and now the storms try to go out after the air units, but there's just nothing behind this push. If he still was mining from his natural, or he had set up another base in the meantime, I could maybe see a world where he could do something, but no GG is called. Shambler abandoning the map, and that will be Neblime taking the advantage in the set. 2 more map wins for Neblime, or 3 more for Shambler, and we are done with this series.